Welcome to Lorespire. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to defeat Playful Darkness on core difficulty at level 12 the first time you come to the Midnight Fane. Okay, there has been a lot of discussion about how difficult Playful Darkness is with many people I've spoken to saying that this is the hardest fight in the game, and it is indeed hard. However, you can, with just about any party, defeat Playful Darkness, even at this low level, even at the first time you come to the Midnight Fane, and we're about to show you how. As you can see here, we are on the Angel Mythic path. We are Mythic rank 4. We are level 12. The Angel Mythic path is not required, though. You can do this with any Mythic path. Okay, there's nothing specific to the Angel that we're showing here. But you can just kind of see the buffs that I do have on if you want to take a look. Anything that increases your damage is pretty much all that you need. The only thing you need for this is a good range DPS. The more you have, the better, but at least one, like a Richelieu here. And then you need some casters that can cast greater dispel magic, which we have 8 and 11 casts of it here total. And usually with this strategy, Playful Darkness will have all of his buffs removed before you cast that all 11 times. Okay, and then you will want somebody with haste, of course, and we do need to be able to cast either Fireball or Controlled Fireball. All right, and aside from that, you can have pretty much any party that you want. You just need to have those things covered, and this, also summons. You do need to be able to summon, which I suggest summon monster 4 or higher. Or of course, animate dead is good because it summons a lot of bodies as well. But basically, yeah, you just need to be able to summon as well. And even if you don't have casters that can cast dispel magic or that can summon, you can just buy a bunch of those scrolls before you come here. And if you have somebody that's a scroll savant like Ninio, that will work just as well as the spell. Okay, so anyways, we have a bunch of summons here. And with Socio, we did cast 6 Pillars of Light here. And I know I just said, hey, we're not going to cast a bunch of Pillars of Light to win this. The Pillars of Light are not essential. These are going to take care of the ads so that we can focus solely on Playful Darkness. You'll see they do almost no damage to Playful Darkness at all because we're at such a low level. Okay. So anyways, we've looked at the buffs. We've seen what we have here. Our melee party members do have ranged weapons so that they do not have to get into melee with Playful Darkness. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and start the battle now. And we're going to do that by firing a fireball, or if you have controlled fireball, you can use that. Any other spell would work fine too if it'll go through this wall like this, but fireball and controlled fireball are the only two that I'm aware of that will. And we're going to do that. If you don't have access to fireball or controlled fireball, then you could just run an animal companion or somebody up here to aggro them. But this is definitely more effective. Okay, and we want to make sure that we start this off out of turn-based mode. Okay, if you started off in turn-based mode, then Playful Darkness is just going to run all the way up to your party. Okay, so we want it out of turn-based mode so that our summons immediately start moving to block Playful Darkness. Also, put your entire group on hold. Okay, so that they do not run down the tunnel towards Playful Darkness. Okay, so that hit, we aggroed Playful Darkness. You can see that his Ravenous Greater Shadows are already up, and they're all going to, just die there. So we don't have to worry about them. Here's Playful Darkness. You can see he's taken a very minimal amount of damage thus far. And he's been met by our summons. And at this point, we can go ahead and turn it on to turn-based mode. Now, you do not have to use turn-based mode for this. But at level 12, I've only been able to succeed in this battle one time without turn-based mode. I've been testing it for a couple days, plus I've done it in other playthroughs way before this, but testing it for a couple days just for this video. And I've only defeated him one time outside of turn-based, and I've defeated him every single time inside of turn-based. So it's definitely much easier to do in turn-based mode. I suggest you use that. So basically, you just want to turn on turn-based mode, and you're going to have, your tanks, your DPS, ranged DPSs, anybody that's using a ranged weapon and doesn't have spells, just have them, auto attack basically. And your casters, like Ninio here, we want to save up our spells for after he has been fully debuffed. We've dispelled all of his buffs. Okay, we're not actually going to use debuffing spells, but after we've dispelled all of his buffs. Okay, then we'll start using Ninio's spells. So for now, she can just attack. And we're not going to go through this entire battle either. We're going to skip around. I'm just going to show you the beginning here, kind of what to do, and then we'll skip to the important parts later so this video is not an hour long. All right. Anyways, we just want to auto cast Dispel Magic with Ember, and we're just going to keep casting that over and over. With Erushale, anybody who has, Quarry, Smite Evil, Study Target, make sure that you use those things ASAP so that you get the full benefit for the entire battle. Okay, our animal companions, we just want to move up here as a buffer between the summons and our party, just in case Playful Darkness does make it past our summoned units. That way he attacks our animal companions instead of our party members. All right, and you can see all of our summons are going to move up there. They're going to surround him. They're going to trap him. And 99% of the time they'll miss. But we have so many of them that, once or twice a turn, they'll get in a natural 20, especially if you keep them hasted. And, that 5 or 10 damage goes a long way towards taking Playful Darkness out in the long run. Okay. Anyways, Sela. This is our Slayer build, which we do have a video for on the channel if you're interested. We're going to Smite Evil and Study Target here. Okay, and then we can just pretty much auto attack with her from here on. We might actually channel energy with her a little bit later. If you do channel energy, make sure that you either have selective channel or you do not have, any undead summoned with animate dead. Okay, now here for Social, we do want to dispel with him, but first we're going to use this right here, Tankard of Free Spirit. It's the only item that I suggest you definitely have for this battle. It's not necessary, but if you do have this, it's much, much easier to fully dispel Playful Darkness. Okay, because using this will summon Azadas, and the Azadas will cast Dispel on Playful Darkness every single turn. Okay, so that's basically going to add 11 more dispel or 12 more dispels because they should last for 12 turns, I believe. Anyways, it's going to add a lot more dispels to the number of dispels that you can use. Without that, you probably won't fully dispel him, but even without using it, I've still been able to defeat him. He'll just have 2 or 3 of his buffs still on instead of having all of them removed, which makes the battle longer, but not impossible. Okay, so our tank just auto attack. He doesn't have anything to do. Every now and then he'll hopefully get in a natural 20 just to add a tiny bit of damage. Okay, we have a bunch of summons up now. Actually, we're going to delay this until after Social because we're going to have him summon one more time. And we want these summons fully affected by our... yeah, that's fine. We want these summons fully affected by our haste spell so that we get as much out of them as possible. All right, we're going to wait. Actually, we're going to go ahead and use Sense Vitals now. Have our animal companions wait. Remember, they're just a buffer. All right, of course, we're going to continue dispelling magic with Ember. Okay, with Sela, now we don't have any undead summoned. So before we actually do start summoning undead, we'll just have her channel her positive energy. Here we got 13 damage from that. All right. Social's turn. We're going to have him use this duality of conjuration, which, if you don't know, you get the Tankard or Free Spirit from the Grey Garrison if you help the thieflings in the market square that are trapped in the cellar. Anyways, the secret passage area that leads up to the Grey Garrison. If you help them and you got them to join you in the assault on the Grey Garrison, they will disarm the long trap. The long fire trap that is just after the succubus and Otharubo. Those two areas, you know, where the 6 angel statues are, just after that, a big long trap there. Anyways, those thieflings will disable it, which will allow you to get this Tankard of Free Spirit, and it's definitely helpful in this battle. And then the duality of conjuration and summoning, you should be able to get from the basement of the Lost Chapel, where Zacharias is, on one of the bookshelves down there. Okay, anyways, we're going to go ahead and use that to get some Nabasus up right here. It does not necessarily give you Nabasu. Whoops, I didn't actually mean to move. But it seems like it does almost every time. Anyways, there, we've got some summons up. All right, now we're going to go ahead and use haste, affect our entire party, and as many summons as we can. And that should greatly increase both our damage and the summons damage. Okay, and anyways, all right, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead here pretty soon. I just wanted to kind of show that. All we're going to keep doing is just auto attacking with everybody.
I will resist.
All right, our animal companions here are going to stay as a buffer. And then with Social and Ember, they're going to keep dispelling until Playful Darkness's spells are gone, and that's probably when we'll check back in. You can see here he's still got a few buffs left. Not too many, though. So, yeah, they're going to keep dispelling. And Sela is going to keep channeling positive energy until he runs out of positive energy to channel. And then she's just going to auto attack for the rest of battle. Okay, so that's pretty much all that our entire party's doing. Ninio's going to keep on attacking as well. And I'll see you back here once we finally get all these spells dispelled. And we've finally gotten the last buff dispelled. There's no more dispellable buffs on Playful Darkness, which should definitely help us with our damage quite a bit. And you can see he's missing maybe about 15% health. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to continue to summon monsters with Social to keep him in place and to keep him from getting up close to our party members. All right, and with Social, I'm also going to be using Bit of Luck on Arushale, Holy Lance on Arushale, and Channel Positive Energy to deal damage to Playful Darkness. All right, but that's all Social is going to do for the entire rest of the time is summon, Bit of Luck, Channel Positive Energy, Holy Lance, and if you run out of all those things to do, then auto attack. But Playful Darkness should be done for before you get to that point. All right, and we're at this point, there's no more buffs, so Ninio, who does have Ascendant Element Fire, by the way, will be casting Fire Snake, all of her fire spells. We're going to bust out some Scrolls of Firestorm, some Scrolls of Scorching Ray, And we're basically just going to use every fire spell that we can on Playful Darkness, and then we'll switch to Chain Lightning, and then from there we're going to switch to Magic Missiles. And we will cast Haste as needed with her, of course. All right, and now with our tank, or whoever you're using for a tank, it's still just going to be range DPS and any buffs that your tank might have. You know, you can go ahead and use those as needed. But that would mostly just be auto attacking. Yeah, Rushlet, who is definitely our main DPS here. We're just going to make sure, okay, she has run out of Sense Vitals. So we're going to recast Sense Vitals. And that's all we're going to do with her. Just keep recasting Sense Vitals and using Bit of Luck on her. And, you know, pretty much auto attacking with her. Our animal companions will continue to stay there just to make sure that Playful Darkness does not bust through. All right, now with Ember, if we were at a higher level, or if we had the Madness domain, so we could use Visions of Madness to highly debuff him, something like that, we might use Evil Eye here. But the point is, I want to show you that this can be done with most basic parties. You don't need to debuff for this to work. Okay, and in this particular instance, even if you did debuff, we would not be dropping his AC low enough for us to be able to hit him without a natural 20 anyways, because we are only level 12. Okay, so this doesn't help if you're using Visions of Madness because you have the Madness domain with Social, then maybe using Evil Eye here could help. But as it is, that does not help. We already have Ascendant Element Fire, so the Vulnerability Curse doesn't help. So we're just going to have her open up with her powerful touch attacks. Now, the touch AC of Playful Darkness is about half. Okay, it's about half of its normal AC. So you should, with touch attacks, you actually do not need to roll a natural 20 to be able to hit Playful Darkness. Okay, so just pick your best touch spells with Ember and start casting them. If you don't have touch spells with Ember, then just use whatever damage spells you do have, or use scrolls with her, or you can use her to help summon as well if needed. But that's all Ember's job is going to be from here on out, now that the dispelling is done. Thila's, I'm using her last channel positive energy now. And from here on, she's just great auto attack, pretty much no matter what. All right, and we're back around to Social. Okay, we still have plenty of summons up. As you can see, he's not going to be getting around any of those, or all of those anyways. So we're just going to Bit of Luck Arushale. We'll summon as needed, and we'll channel positive energy and use Holy Lance as needed. And that's pretty much all Social is going to do for the rest of the battle. Okay, I believe we've covered what everybody's going to be doing. So I'll see you back here once we actually get Playful Darkness down to where he's dead or just about dead. Okay, I'll see you then. There you have it. We have defeated Playful Darkness at level 12 on core difficulty, the first time that we've come to the Midnight Fane. All right, it's entirely possible, and you do not have to have a specific build or a specific party makeup, to be able to do this. You don't have to build for Creeping Doom by the time you get here, or, make sure that you have the ability to cast 20 or 30 Pillars of Life or something like that. Okay, the tactics that we used here, the spells, the abilities, the buffs, everything should be available to the vast majority of parties. And if for some reason your party is lacking something here, you can always buy scrolls and use those to make up for that. Okay, now if you would like to see this battle in its entirety, every single thing that happened every step of the way. You can use the link down in the description of this video to join our Patreon, where you can see the complete, full, unedited version of this video. And we're going to be putting unedited versions of all of our videos going forward on there. So if you want to be able to check all of that out and see everything unedited, unabridged, just as it's happening, then, go over there, check out our Patreon. You can also get early access to content. You can get the ability to vote on future content. You can get shout outs, recognition. You can get the ability to join us live on stream. You can collaborate with us on videos. There's just a whole ton of things that you can do by joining our Patreon. So be sure that you go over there and check that out if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, now I hope that this helped everybody. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out, and we really, really appreciate your support. Couldn't be doing any of this without all of you. So thanks for that. This has been Chris with Lorespire. Be well, my friends.